I left 7th group.
Mm-hmm.
Now remember in that time I got an opportunity after working in El Salvador for my first time in 83 period. I got a chance as a master sergeant with my team in 7th group. We got a chance to train the first iteration of the freedom fighters in Nicaragua. Not Nicaragua, but we got a chance to train those first iteration of the training that we were conducting.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I was able to take my experience of El Salvador
Mm-hmm.
and train the freedom fighters to train or to fight as a guerrilla unit versus a conventional unit, because they did not want to fight as guerrilla movements.
Yeah.
They wanted to fight as a conventional force, and we had to convince them that they were no longer the conventional force in Nicaragua.
Yeah.
They now had to fight in small groups, small unit tactics, and attack the Sandinistas. 2 or 3 man ambushes here, attack their convoys, and you do that 10, 20 times at different locations.
Mm-hmm.
It has a tremendous effect.
Yeah, it's gonna create mass chaos. Yeah.
So after that, I went back to El Salvador for a year,
Mm-hmm.
where I worked in Chalatenango, 4th Brigade, Chalatenango area. And then I came back and went to the NCO Academy. At that time, 18s did not have their own NCO Academy.
No.
So I was brought in. They fired the first sergeant that they had. He didn't even make it the first year.
Yeah.
So Sergeant Major Bond was looking for a new first sergeant. So I came in, and I had a big old mustache. I had no.
You had a bunch of hair.
Yeah. I had my hair was long. So he says, Henry Ramirez, I can't believe you're in front of me looking like shit, and you are competing as a first sergeant. I said, well, I was just told to come and talk to you. I didn't. He said, look, come back when you get a chance. Come back in uniform. And by the way, shit, that mustache. I'll tell you right now, I hate mustaches. I got it, Sergeant. I came back and we talked, and he gave me his vision of what the NCO Academy should be. And he selected me, so I became the first sergeant that put ANOC together at the time, or the Advanced Leader Course. Yeah. And so I spent 2 years, and then the group sergeant major wanted to pull me over to be the first sergeant for the officer company.
Mm-hmm.
So I did 2 years at the NCO Academy, and then for my 3rd year, I went over to become the first sergeant for Alpha Company.
Mm-hmm.
And I finally was able to convince, through my commanders, sergeant majors, that position should be a sergeant major position, because captains are going to deal with sergeant majors, and they're not going to deal with first sergeants.
Yeah.
So it got changed. I don't know if it still is.
It is.
It still is?
Yeah.
So it got changed to sergeant major, because really that's where they should have been. Should have been all along.
Yeah.
So from there, I went to the Sergeant Major Academy. I was projected to go to 7th group as sergeant major,
Mm-hmm.
but they relieved the sergeant major in 3rd group, charter company 1st to 3rd.
Yeah.
They relieved him, and they said, you're not going to 7th group, you're now going to
3rd group.
Yeah, 3rd group, charter company 1st to 3rd. So it was a challenge, because the sergeant major was, I hate to say that, but it was a horrible sergeant major. So when I got there was a lot of issues, but those issues got taken care of, turned the company around, and we became probably one of the best companies in the 1st Battalion.
Yeah. I just think it's so, because you just said it like it's no big deal. You was like, I stood up like ANOC, and I'm like, man, that's a big deal, because you literally stood up like an entire
education system,
right? Because now all the SF guys know, in order to, once you make E7, you got to go through ANOC back then, right? Because since we didn't have one, 12 Bravos with an S identifier had to go back to Fort Linwood.
That's right.
To complete ANOC, which...
And they didn't want us. The rest of the Army did not want us to go back to their academies. They said, hey, this state, you will stand up your own NCO Academy. Yeah. We're not going to accept your guys any longer.
Yeah, and go spread our poison to their conventional forces, right?
Recruit. So, it was a great assignment. I learned a lot. Again, leadership. Yeah. It's about leadership, because... And this is the thing I would tell the guys. A lot of guys would say to me, said, well, first sergeant, 10th group's got an issue, 7th group's got. I said, look, guys, as a team sergeant, you're a leader of men.
Yeah.
It don't matter if you're in 10th group, don't matter if you're in 3rd group, don't matter if you're in 1st group or 3rd group. People problems are people problems.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter the group.
Yeah.
You as a leader it's a challenge for you as a leader to manage those problems.
Yeah.
So to me it was a great opportunity,
Mm-hmm.
and I would tell the guys, I said, look, guys, I really believe that the team sergeant is the guy.
Yeah.
Is the guy that determines our future sergeant majors.
Yep, I agree.
And I used to get pissed when I was a company sergeant major, because when I got to the company sergeant major in 3rd group, I changed the rating scheme.
Yeah.
I said team sergeants will now rate the seniors. Seniors will now rate the juniors.
Yes.
And the reason being is because we as NCOs got to determine who a future team sergeant is going to be.
I agree. Yeah.
We can't give it to the warrant.
Yeah.
He gave that right.
Yeah.
He gave that right.
When he became a
When he
warrant.
became a warrant.
Yeah.
And the captain doesn't know.
Yeah.
So who knows better is that's a team sergeant.
Yeah.
And that's sergeant first class.
Yeah.
So these are the guys that would shape the force for the future.
I agree.
And they fought me, but finally got my way.
Yeah.
But a lot of people fought it.
Yeah. Which till this day is something that is still practiced, right? Because when I had my team, I would rate all the seniors.
Yep.
And then I would make all the seniors rate all the juniors. Because again, I'm developing leaders,
Yep,
right?
exactly.
Those seniors are developing those juniors.
And when team sergeant would come in and argue with me, I said, guys, since when does a sergeant first class or a staff sergeant give the right to rate a junior?
Yeah.
The Army does it very well.
Yeah.
So when does our staff sergeants learn how to be leaders?
Yeah.
Well, no.
No, they
And
don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And another thing I did when I was a company sergeant major, which I felt so good about, guys from the Q course come into the company.
Yeah.
They come in as sergeants. All right, you got 2 months to prepare for the staff sergeant board. Team sergeant will come in.
Yeah.
Says, Sergeant Major, that's my responsibility. I'm a dictator. I said, no. Let me tell you something. You don't understand
Yeah.
about leadership.
Yeah.
If I motivate this guy by promoting the staff sergeant in 2 months, guess what will be done? We're going to have a motivated soldier
Yes.
that is willing to do everything for that team. They'll do everything for this company.
Yeah.
And if he fails, we just take the rank away from his ass.
Yeah.
We demote him. And then we make another point.
Yeah.
You don't work out right.
You gotta go.
Yeah. So those were little things that I
Yeah.
learned from people above me.
Yeah.
Sergeant majors that taught me those things. You
Yeah.
know, and I think they're great motivators for
They are.
soldiers to do well.
Yeah.
You know.
They are. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you went to, because I grew up on 3333.
Yeah.
Which should have been one of the teams that you had if you went to 1st Battalion Charter Company.
Charter Company, yeah.
Yeah. So that was back in 2010.
Yeah.
Now, while you were with that company, did you get a chance to deploy to Africa
absolutely.
and do some stuff over there?
Absolutely. We went to different places. A lot of the teams went to different places. We got to deploy to Senegal. We did a big Met flag.
Yeah. I saw
I
that.
don't know if you heard about it. Yeah,
Like
we did a big Met flag.
4,000 plus people service.
Yeah, and we trained their medical corps.
Mhm.
After that training, we went out to 3 villages, Matam, Podor, and Odusugi, and we conducted civic action type activities with those places. You know, so we were able to do a lot of great things. You know, I tell a lot of people, I say, the thing about SF, it opens your mind. It helps you understand how good we have it as Americans.
Yes.
I says, never did I imagine that I was going to go to Africa, to Senegal.
Yeah.
And never did I imagine that I was going to be able to walk into a leper's colony.
Yeah.
And when you walk in a leper colony, you see the despair of the people.
Mm-hmm.
And you get out your vehicle and they all come out of their little huts. And I tell people, I says, when they came up, you see the disfiguration of their face, their, different parts of the bodies. But the one thing they all want to do is they want to touch you.
Yeah.
And they take the good part of their bodies and come and touch something on you because they want to give you friendship.
Yeah.
And you don't know, until you've seen leprosy,
Yeah.
you don't know what kind of reaction you're going to have.
Yeah.
And at that moment, when I saw my first person with leprosy, I didn't know if to run.
Yeah.
get on my knees and pray, or just totally walk away because it was something we won't see in America.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I tell people, I say, you know what? We're blessed in America.
Yeah.
We're blessed.
Yeah.
And opportunities that we have like that, I'm sure every SF soldier can say that. And those are the opportunities that we have as SF soldiers, that we get a chance to do things that nobody else would ever get a chance to do. Yeah. And when you talk about it, people don't believe you.
Because every chance I get, especially on the channel, on the platform, I tell the youth that as Americans, we have it really, really good. You know, especially the ones that's never left the country. And I get it. The military is not for everybody, right? Yeah. We chose to say, hey, send me. I will go defend this country. But the places we go, the things that we've seen, you know, and, you know, some of the stuff that the regular people will never get to see. So every chance I get, I tell them, hey, be happy that you are in America. Yeah. Support your veterans. Yeah. And if you get a chance to serve. Because this current generation, and like I get fired up, I get pissed off because I'm trying to get them to understand, like, yes, serve your country, do this, do that, but they're so stuck on, oh, this country's going to crap, or I don't want to serve because politicians are doing this, politicians are doing that. And I tell them, I'm like, if you don't protect this way of life that you have right now to get on social media and talk crap about people and live your social media life and on the phone, I'm like, someone's going to come take it. There's people around the world that are lined up to come take it, you know. They don't think that's accurate. And I'm like, trust me, it is, you know.
Yeah, it's, you know, and I often tell people, I say, because a lot of people ask me, say, hey, Henry, how was it? I say, you know what? There's no better place for a guy like myself. You know, grew in a little town called Calexico. I would have never imagined that I would have done the things that I did if I wouldn't have joined the military. Yeah. But more importantly, the things that I did as an SF soldier. Yeah. Wherever I went, in General Schoomaker made the comment, or made the phrase, the quiet professionals. He says, nowhere else can you as an SF soldier wear your diplomat hat here, on this side, and then 10, 15 minutes later, you're fighting the fiercest battle that you can fight. Yes. So nowhere else in the world are you going to get the chance. Yeah. But you're able to blend both of them. You're able to determine, when do I have to kill the enemy? When do I have to, help that child that needs help, or that woman that needs help, or that man that needs help? Yeah. Only in SF you get to do that. Yeah. I tell people, and there's so many things that we do. And I don't know if you remember in the Q course when students would come in, I would ask them, how many of you guys came here to make a difference? Raise your hand if you came here to make a difference. I remember. And some guys would not. I said, look, guys, either you're gonna make a difference no matter what. Yeah. Either it's gonna be good or it's gonna be bad. So you put it in your mind as a soldier. You're a leader, number one, but number two, you represent America. Yeah. So you have to make a difference for America, because that's what people are looking for. Yeah. I never went to a country that people didn't want to know about American life. Yeah. I remember in Africa, walking in Africa, and I remember in Senegal, this lady asked me to come and talk to her family. Well, I didn't know her family was like 50 people. Yeah. So they asked me questions about America, and this was a Muslim town, 99% Muslim town. They asked me questions about America. Why do we believe in Jesus, not Muhammad? Things like that I was not prepared to answer. But you got to be smart how you answer them. But more importantly, they would ask me, says, well, why is your skin dark? How come your skin is not white and you're still in America? I says, because, America is about people.
It's a melting pot.
That melting pot. I said, and I would a lot of times end the conversation, if you immigrate to the United States, you too can become an American, So those were things, those are opportunities you as an American soldier can take out and be that ambassador for America, which I think we don't do enough today. Yeah.
No, we absolutely don't.
We don't do enough today, and we need to continue to tell the people of the world that, hey, America's a great country. Yeah. But
because it is.
Yeah, it is, absolutely.
It definitely is. Yeah. So now you leave 3rd group, and now you go to. I think you might be the only person I know that served. You started off a 5th group. You went to 7th. Then you did a 3rd.
Well, 110. I went to 110. Sergeant Major Bone was he was a sergeant major. And he said, Henry, you got a choice. You can stay in. This is when I found out I made CSM.
Yeah.
He said you can stay in 3rd group, be the sergeant major from 1st to the 3rd, but it's going to be a while.
Yeah.
Or you can go to 110, be the sergeant major 110.
Yeah.
He says, but Henry, honestly, I need you to 110.
Yeah.
As a sergeant major, so you telling me
I can do this.
I can do this, but you're telling me I have to do this one. So I went to 110.
Yeah.
Because at the time, the sergeant major, they had no sergeant major that wanted to go to 110. Believe it or not.
Yeah. In Germany, right?
In Germany.
Yeah.
No sergeant major wanted to go 110. So I said, all right, sergeant major, I'll take 110.
Yeah.
So I went to 110, and it was the greatest assignment I ever had. If an SF soldier can get a forward deployed battalion, it's really the awesome assignment, because we only have 2 forward deployed battalions, 1st to the 10th and 1st to the 1st. That's it.
Yeah.
So I had an opportunity, and we were very busy in 110, doing NEOs in Africa, doing Bosnia, Kosovo, all those things were occurring at one time. So we got a chance to do a lot of great things.
Yeah.
And here we go again with the mentality of being the quiet professional, being that warrior / ambassador. I often tell people, I said, the French had just ran over an entire family in their little Russian car and killed the entire family, so it was a big roadblock. We were in Kislyak outside of Sarajevo, and we were coming back from one of the teams had left, so I went to Sarajevo to say goodbye to them. I think it was a 5th group team, so I went to say goodbye to them. So on my convoy back, this French killed his family. They ran over them with their armored vehicle. So we're sitting there, and I look over to the right. There's a little kid sitting in a window, and this company in San Francisco sent us these $300 teddy bears. Yeah. They were like $300. Every time I went somewhere, hey, look, the damn teddy bears on the trailer.
Let's go win some hearts and
minds. Yeah, we gotta get rid of them. And so I see this little boy, and I told the guys, hey, watch me, guys. I'm gonna. I was all battle dressed. I said, I'm gonna go give a teddy bear to that kid. But I didn't realize that when I knocked the door, the kid was paralyzed from the waist down. Oh, wow. So the lady come over, and I couldn't speak Serbo-Croatian. But anyway, so I showed her the teddy bear, I showed it to the kid. She brought the kid over. And I tell people, I said, probably the only time he met an American. Yeah. The American was giving him a teddy bear.
Yeah, that's a good impression. Yeah.
I said, that's what SF soldiers do. Mm-hmm. And there's a great painter right now, and I'll send you the link. Dawson is his name. And he's got a painting of an American soldier leaning giving a chocolate to a little child that needs help. But he does it through the thought of what Jesus would do. It's a very beautiful print. And I'm going to get it, because when I called him, I told him, I said, you know what? That's what the SF soldier does. Yes. When I saw that print, it reminded me of every SF soldier that goes around the world, because we are that ambassador, but at the same time, we're that great warrior. Yeah. That's the kindness of an American soldier. Yeah. So it's a beautiful painting that every soldier should have, because it tells you what an American soldier is about. And people don't know that. Americans don't know about the SF soldier and the things he can do around the world. They don't have no idea. So
it's very unique. I said it's very unique.
Yeah, very unique. Not too many soldiers do that. Yeah. So I spent my 2 years in 110. Mm-hmm. Came back and became the commandant of the NCO Academy. Yeah. I was there for 2 years. Then left the NCO Academy and then went to 10th group. Yeah. Then retired.
Gotcha. So because I know you didn't meet your spouse until you were in Germany. So everything before then, were you just single?
I was single. Just my first assignment was Germany, and I met her in Germany.
That's when it all ended.
Yeah. So she's been with me all along.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, she's been with me. When I retired, I gave her a beautiful diamond ring.
Yeah. Because families go through a lot in general. Yeah. Right? So 29 years, if you can share anything to the current SF guy, right? The 22-year-old that just started his journey, he plans on doing 20 years. What advice would you have for him as far as his family life? How did you manage it to make sure that you were still married, still successful, after 29 years?
Trust that, and trust goes two ways. Mm-hmm. The wife needs to know that you're going to be faithful to her, and you need to know that she's going to be faithful to you. If you have that trust, then nothing is going to get in between your marriage. Yeah. But once you lose that trust and respect for each other, marriage is gone.
Yeah.
When I was stationed in Panama, the battalion commander, good battalion commander, he passed away a few years back, but great battalion commander. He would bring the SF teams in, and before he talked to the team, and before he, as the battalion commander, talked to the teams, he says, all right, I want my legal advisor, JAG officer, come in and give you my spiel. Yeah. I want him to talk to you about my feeling about family. And he would come in and say, all right, guys, you're deploying to some countries, very beautiful women. You're going to be tempted, but remember, you have a wife in Panama. Yeah. Now, here's what's going to happen if you decide you come back with a girlfriend. Boom, 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 boom.
Lay it all out.
And then the battalion commander comes in and says, all right, guys, this is your mission, this is where you're going, da, 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 da. And then everybody's like, whoa.
But I still messed it up, though. I guarantee
But it's that trust.
Yeah.
It's that trust that you have between each other, the faith that you're going to be faithful to each other. Mm-hmm. And that's what makes it a long marriage in SF. Yeah. And my wife, when my first team, friends, my wife would say, hey, well, what does your husband do? Oh, he's in SF. Oh, poor thing. Poor thing. He must be a drunk. He must be a womanizer.
Yeah.
No, my husband is not. No, don't tell us that lie. Yeah. All SF guys are drunks and womanizers.
Yeah.
So that was the attitude at one time.
Yeah.
But it's I'm hoping it's changed.
Yeah.
Because marriage is the strength of SF, really. Mm-hmm. The wife is that strength that without them being, back here taking care of business, you as a soldier cannot function. Because you're worried about your family. You're worried about everything that's happening back here.
Yeah.
So you have to have that trust and faith that she's doing the right thing for the family and, of course, for you. Yeah. And she's got to, vice versa, feel the same way.
Yeah.
And it's important.
Oh, yeah. Very important. Very important. Now, when it comes to leadership, right, because you've been, like I said, leading for as long as I can remember, what is your leadership philosophy when you was just a regular guy, a team sergeant, a first sergeant, a CSM, a command? What's your leadership philosophy in taking care of guys and making sure they stay motivated and get the job done at the same time?
I always told the guys, the soldiers, wherever I was at.
Yeah.
So first of all, I want you to understand that if I say no, that doesn't mean that I haven't taken care of you.
Yeah.
But most importantly is I want you to know that when you see me out there, it's for a reason. Mm-hmm. There should be no obstacle between the soldier and the sergeant major. I don't care at what level. If I'm the 10th group sergeant major, that company sergeant major should not be threatened that I'm talking to a soldier and one of his teams.
Yeah.
Or the battalion sergeant major, or the battalion commander.
Yeah.
And I was lucky that when I was a battalion sergeant major, when I was a company sergeant major, I had commanders that, hey, sergeant major, do your thing.
Yeah.
Just once a day, once a week, let's get together and talk.
Yeah.
And I always told the commanders, I said, sir, because they would always ask me, well, what's your agenda, sergeant major? And I always told them, sir, I have one agenda. My agenda is your agenda.
Yeah.
I want the soldiers to know that I represent you. But I want the soldiers to know that I have the freedom to support them. That doesn't mean that I'm going to say yes all the time. I'm going to have to tell them no once in a while. I want them to know that no matter what, let us, that come and see me, come and talk. I was never a believer of the IG.
Yeah.
Because when the IG interferes in your business as an NCO, you failed as an NCO.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was told, when I went to 10th group, I'll never forget this. I went in and talked to the IG and said, "Sir, I'm going to take you out of the business at 110. Huh? I said, "Sir, if I'm doing my job as a command sergeant major, I'm going to try to take care of those issues within the battalion. And I want the soldiers to know that." And I would tell the soldiers that. He says, "Now you see me coming in and I got an issue, I'm going to come and see you.
Yeah.
That means I need your help." So I had good relationships. Now, for the NCOs, I always told them, "Hey, be truthful, guys.
Mm-hmm.
You might not like everything that I say, but be truthful. I'll fight for you in every possible way. I'll do things for you, everything that I can, but you got to be truthful to me.
Yeah.
I'm going to be around." I mean, I heard things just by going from team room to dream room, PT in the mornings.
Yeah.
"Oh, so you want to run? Yeah, let's go run in Colorado."
Yeah.
And you just take me through, I'd be whooping my ass, But there were so many things that would come up.
Yeah.
"Hey, Sergeant Major, what'd you think of this? Hey, Sergeant Major, we got a problem with a soldier." "Well, what's the problem?" "Well, he's been here in Carson, his wife is in Fort Bragg, we can't get him back." I said, "Hey, just bring the soldier in.
Yeah.
Let's sit down and talk." I know the assignment guy very, very, very well. He was my first sergeant when I was a commandant in NCO Academy.
Yeah.
He's now the assignment guy.
Yeah.
So I would call him and say, "Hey, look, do everything possible for this guy." And it always happened that he favored, so we'd get the guy assigned here. So those were things that I always told those guys, give me a chance.
Yeah.
Give me a chance, and I will always do everything I can for you.
Yeah.
But don't wait till the last minute, because at the last minute I can't do nothing for you.
Yeah.
Come in early, tell me what's going on, and I will do everything I can to help you.
Yeah.
Now, don't ask me to do it wrong,
Yeah.
because I will not support you on the wrong.
Yeah.
I will not support you on the wrong. A good point is in 110. Guys used to always want me to come and shoot on Saturdays out there at the range. And we had the range. I don't know if you ever been to 110.
No.
The range was right there.
No.
So I went out there shooting one time, and I know they were drinking.
Yeah.
And so they kept on saying, so they went to the battalion and I said, "Hey, Sergeant Majors are going to," I told the team sergeants one day, I told the Sergeant Majors one day, I said, "Look, guys, you want me to go out there and spend time with you on Saturdays? Shoot, I will. But I know you're drinking. So if I see you drinking, then that means I got to shut it down.
Yeah.
So what do you want? You want me to come out and see you and spend a little time with you?"
Yeah. Or you want me to shut it down?
Or I'm going to shut it down.
Yeah.
"Well, Sergeant Major, when you put it that way, I guess, yeah, just let us know when you're coming." And they were not drinking. But little things like that, and I just felt that as a sergeant major, you got to be there for the soldiers.
Yeah.
They got to have confidence that you're going to do the best for them. A lot of times, they don't want to talk.
Yeah.
I mean, I had a guy from the Q course at 18 Bravo. He got to Carson, and I said to him when we were on the range, I said, "Hey, how's it going?" So, "You really want to know the truth?" I said, "Of course I want to know the truth. I'm bored, Sergeant Major." Well, I was pissed. I went to the sergeant and said, "Look, this guy's bored, and you out there." I said, "How can you be bored? You're out there shooting every damn weapon you can possibly think of." Next time I saw him, "Oh, Sergeant Major, I'm good to go." I said, "How dare you tell the Sergeant Major that you're bored?
You're bored.
When you're shooting everything that you can possibly shoot." The best thing to tell soldiers is be yourself.
Yeah.
Be available.
Yeah.
Be available. Leaders are always available. And let them know that not to fear you.
Yeah. And that's very important, because you want them to come talk to you.
Yeah.
A lot of people say open door policy, open door policy.
And when you come in, they smoke your ass.
Exactly.
No, they got to know that you're open. And you got to show them that you're not going to, not to fear you.
Yeah.
They got to know that you're a strong leader,
Mm-hmm.
but they got to know that they can't fear you. And they got to know that when they come to you with an issue, you're going to be able to help them.
Yeah.
or you're going to give it 100%.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not going to happen, but they have to know that you're going to give them 100%.
Yeah.
And that's the key, to have a good communication with the soldiers in the units.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's good advice. Hopefully some of the leaders out here hear it and they actually abide by it, because there's a leadership problem within our ranks right now.
You gotta get out.
Oh yeah. Now, when it comes to, because you spent 29 years, and so I'm sure you've seen your fair share of trauma and guys dealing with it in the wrong way. What advice would you have for the folks watching when it comes to trauma? Because, for example, we had that trauma in the H and Charlie committee, right, with the student.
Yeah.
And I know for some guys, that's the students, right? You have 18 X-rays. That was their first time experiencing that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And some of the students couldn't hack it, right? Like, I remember, we recycled a couple of kids to the next class, and I remember doing their counseling. Smart kids, fit, they were crushing it.
Yeah.
But after seeing that, it wasn't going to happen. Like, they couldn't move forward to where, I want to say we ended up dropping, well, not dropping, but 10 students ended up, quitting right then and there. So when it comes to trauma, like, how have you seen it handled? And what advice would you give to some of the younger guys getting ready to go down that route as force?
You hear people say, well, you come in SF, it's a dangerous profession. And we know that. But how do you prepare a young man that's never seen any challenges in his life?
Yeah.
You just gotta be able to talk to them, and it's tough to do it. I mean, you just don't know where that person is. Mm-hmm. And we've all had those challenges. So each and every one of us have met a challenge, and then you blame yourself later on. I had a young soldier in El Salvador that we were doing. I was training. They were going to go out and do a recon. I had trained him on all the recon techniques. So we were going to go on the first mission. The soldier came to me and says, I don't think I'm going to make it back. I said, listen, we train you well. Just pay attention to everything that we train you. Make sure that you understand where you're at all times. And the first night they went on an operation, the lieutenant did not inform the guard of the unit that we were working with. Mm-hmm. And the unit shot that soldier, shot him in the leg.
Oh, wow.
So we went to recover him, he's still alive. And I remember him, the last time I talked to him was when he rolled his eyes and he says, my sergeant, help me. So days later, I blame myself for that, because that should have never happened.
Yeah.
But I looked at it and I said, well, it really wasn't something that I could have prevented.
Mm-hmm.
The lieutenant was responsible for notifying his soldiers that were on guard that we were going to have a patrol going out, but he failed to do it.
Yeah.
So you got to sit down with the soldier when he faces that trauma and help him overcome that trauma. How do you do that? It's just, you got to know the soldier.
Yeah.
And it's tough because our young people today are not prepared for a lot of things that they're going to see in the military.
No, they're not.
You see a lot of problems, a lot of issues they're not prepared for it.
Yeah.
How do you prepare our society for that?
No.
And it's a societal thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just that we handle things a little bit better in the military.
Yeah.
It's a tough question to answer, because every situation is going to be a little bit different.
Because I tried everything after that HME incident. Like, I tried everything that I could think of to get those 10 students back on the right track. Because, I gave them the speech, hey, this is just preparing you for what you're going to see later on. Like, you're stronger than this, you can do this. Like, this isn't your fault. Like, stuff like this is going to happen. It's preparing you for life. Like, I've tried everything, but they just couldn't flip that switch.
That soldier had a responsibility to himself.
Yeah.
The student that got killed that day.
Yeah.
He had a responsibility to himself. What happened? I wasn't there that day. I was prepping for TA, but you know, you got to tell soldiers, hey, if you're in charge, you got to make sure that everything's, all your dots are dotted.
Yeah.
And you can never say, did I do that enough, or did I, you know, you just. It is a tough, because every situation is going to determine what you're gonna do. The only thing that you can do is, as a leader, you gotta be able to help that person come out of that.
Yeah.
How do you do it? It depends on your leadership style. It's tough. It's tough to answer that.
Yeah, and it sucks because one of the things that, you know, I had to do as, you know, the committee chief in that leadership role was, you know what, like, these students don't need to move forward.
Yep.
Because if I had whatever final would have pushed them through, then they would have been a liability for somebody else on the team, right? Knowing that they were mentally messed up, like, I couldn't, in good faith, say, hey, we're going to push you through anyway because you experienced this trauma and I feel like I owe you. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it all ended up working out, but that's something that I struggled with as a leader. Is like, even when I was the first one over at SWIC before I retired, I had a couple of guys that were so messed up in the head, they were self-medicating, they just didn't have the help that they needed from trauma that they saw down range. And I was trying to help them, got them to ASAP, I think it's what it's called now, and a couple of, you know, like abuse stuff, and got them to a site to sit down and talk to them. But none of that stuff was working, and I'm like, man, like, what am I doing wrong here? You know, so I started.
And you know, it's, when I was in 110 as a CSM, we had a drowning.
Yeah.
And we used to have a colonel above us. He gave me a letter of reprimand because I was there on the training the day before.
Yeah.
The training was going well. Nothing that I could see was done wrong.
Yeah.
But he drowned. The next day, he drowned about the middle of the day. His equipment, he feared water. Good soldier. But he had gone to scuba school 3 times. Mm-hmm. And he feared water. Yeah. And they let him go 3 times to scuba school. Finally, he made it. So, you know, when I look back and I got that letter of reprimand, I said, okay, what could I have done? You know, everything went well. The only thing I go back to is, why did the command let him go to scuba school 3 times?
Yeah.
If he feared water.
Yeah.
And his dive buddy said he was afraid of water.
Yeah.
So, you know, as a leader, you have a responsibility to say no.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but we can't let you go back to scuba school.
Yeah. You're protecting them.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what I'm saying. Sometimes as a leader, you got to say no.
Yeah.
So what you did as a leader at that time to those soldiers, you tried to do everything you can.
Yeah.
But they themselves have to realize, you know, hey, it wasn't my fault.
Yeah. I
didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah.
But I think we prepare. I think our youth is not prepared to see the trauma that they might face one day. And it doesn't have to be in the military.
Yeah.
It could be anywhere out here.
Yeah, you can be driving.
Yeah. So that's a tough one. You know, it's a tough one.
Well, it's coming either way. You know, that's just life.
Yeah.
You know,
when I was trying to get my 100% disability, mm-hmm. I remember talking to the psychiatrist, and after I finished, he said, "No promise, but the problem with military guys is you guys keep so many things inside of you. Mm-hmm. You never let it out." He says, "There's a lot of hurt and leaders that have lost soldiers, and they blame themselves all their lives. How do you overcome that? You just got to look back and say, was it my fault? If it was my fault, what lessons did I learn?"
Yeah.
It's just like the situation with the 13 service members that died in Afghanistan.
Yeah.
You know, here we got the top leaders, and none of them have recognized that something went wrong.
Yeah.
And what was it?
Yeah, with the exfil and the gate bombing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Sad, true, and they have the intelligence too. Right?
Exactly. So what went wrong?
Yeah.
Who prevented from the killing of that suicide bomber? You know, who said no?
Yeah.
So, and nobody's held accountable.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So anyway.
Yeah. Now, 29 years, Henry. If you could have done anything different as far as your career goes, would you have done anything different? Would you change anything?
No.
Or would you have done anything?
There's nothing that I would change. And I'll tell you the reason why. A young man coming out of Calexico, I would have never imagined that I would have met the people that I have met in 29 years. And I'm talking about here in the United States and around the world.
Yeah.
You know, in the business that SF is in, people skills are so important.
Yes.
The one thing that I learned is people skills.
Mm-hmm.
If I would have done anything different, no. I think I would have improved on my people skills. But overall, I'm very satisfied with what I did in 29 years.
Yeah.
The Army did more for me than I ever did for the Army.
Yeah.
The roles that I was put in because of SF gave me opportunities that no other young man would ever get.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, no other young man would ever get. No, none. You know. So, any regrets? No.
Yeah.
No. I just wish that my time wouldn't have gone so fast.
Yeah.
29 years went too fast.
That's a long time.
That's the only thing.
Yeah.
And even and you know what's even more rewarding is to be able to go back as an instructor,
yes,
a civilian instructor, and be able to pass on whatever knowledge I think I passed on.
Yeah.
But I know that I gave those students 100%.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I always told the students, I'll give you 100%, but don't cheat me because you'll find out. You know.
Yeah.
No, I would not change anything.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Maybe spend more time with the family.
Yeah.
You know, but mission wise and Army wise, no, I would have done exactly the same thing.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
What's your favorite group, Henry?
What's your favorite group?
Yeah.
All of them.
All of them.
All of them are good. I got great experiences in third group. Believe it or not, I got some tremendous experiences in third group. Seventh group was always a great experience. I got to do things in seventh group that really prepared me to be a company sergeant major in third group when we started doing a lot of the deployments.
Yeah.
So what I learned from seventh group, I was able to take to third group and be able to do those things. But every job that I held prepared me for another job, another level. 10th group, great opportunity. I was able to do things in 10th group that, you know, that I learned from the other groups. But at that level, sometimes you just say, "Wow, man, this is amazing," you know. So all the groups to me were great.
Yeah.
You know, every fifth group was great, but it was a time that nobody wanted us.
Yeah.
Seventh group was a tremendous place to learn and to increase your knowledge as an SF soldier, to give your best, to use your people skills.
Yeah.
Third group, kind of the same way. 10th group, now you take all that experience and you apply it. You know, when I went to 110, about 8 soldiers called me. They were going through NCO Academy. I was in third group at the time. "Hey, Sergeant Major, we understand you're going to 110. I said, yeah, I am. I'm going to be the CSM. He says, "Can we talk to you?" And says, "What do you guys want to meet?" "Well, Burger King." So we met at Burger King. And I've never thought that they would talk to me about the conditions of 110.
Yeah.
How bad it was, the relationship with the Sergeant Major. And I said to them, I said, "You know, guys, I can't promise you anything.
Yeah.
But when I get there, trust me, there's going to be some changes."
Yeah.
So when I got there, I brought it. I told the commanders, "Hey, sir, I'm going to bring all the NCOs to the chapel, and we're going to sit down and talk because I'm tired. I was there 2 weeks, and the rumors were this guy's a 7th group guy. Why did they bring him here? He doesn't know nothing about skiing. And this guy, 3rd group. What does he know about skiing? Yeah. So I was hearing all these things, and NCOs were coming to me. You know, a lot of them didn't know me because I was a 7th group, 3rd group.
Yeah.
So I brought everybody in. I said, all right, guys, I've heard a lot of stuff here. But I would have never thought that I would have 7, 8 soldiers call me before coming here and tell me the problems of 110.
Mm-hmm.
I says, if soldiers would have done that to me, I would have been pissed.
Yeah.
Because it tells me that I was not a CSM was taking care of soldiers.
Yeah.
So I said, look, you're right, guys. I don't know how to ski. And I could give a shit if I ever learn how to ski.
Yeah.
My job as a command sergeant major is to prepare you to take my place one day.
Yeah.
That's my job.
Mm-hmm.
I said, I will promise you that I will do everything for you. I will do 100% for you. I will promise you that skiing is not going to get in the way of me taking care of your soldier.
Yeah.
So what do you want? You want a sergeant major that can ski? Or a sergeant major that don't give a damn about your career?
It's going to take care of you.
You're going to tell me what you want. And if I'm not that guy, let me know and I'll leave. And that was never heard it again.
Yeah.
So when I went to 10th group, a lot of guys already knew, hey, sergeant, hey.
Don't talk to him about skiing.
Yeah, I didn't have to talk about skiing.
Yeah.
I learned how to ski.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so anyway, so that's the 29 years.
Yeah. So 29 years, and again, like I'm, because when I posted on my YouTube and my Instagram that I was getting ready to speak with you, a lot of the people that served under you started commenting, and they're looking forward to this interview.
Yeah.
So you still have a lot of leaders out there that you mentored.
Yeah.
That are out there. There's one guy that says, "Hey, I asked him if I was the guy he almost choked at 110." I was like, "It's probably you."
Probably the guy that kept me waiting.
Yeah. Oh man! So now you did 29 years. Once you retired, how was that void? Because I know when I retired 3 months ago, and there was still some sadness. There was some happiness, with the family.
Yeah.
But it's you've done something for so long, and now you're no longer doing it. Like, how was that void for you, and what made you want to go teach over the 18 Charlie Committee?
Well, when I retired, my bachelor's in business.
Yeah.
So when I retired, I was looking at, okay, I'm gonna divorce myself from the military. I'm gonna go out and do some things, and when I started looking around, I said, man, all the skills that SF soldiers have, these civilians don't have no understanding of what it is. Mm-hmm. They talk about leadership, but they don't know what leadership is.
Correct.
So General Boykin called me one day, and he was the SF commander. SF commander says, "Hey, Henry, we got an opportunity to increase the 18 Charlie instructors. How would you like to work at the 18 Charlie committee?" It's a GS9. I said, "Hey, sir, if an opportunity is there, I'll take it." I said, "I'll take it because the experience of 29 years, the experience of being on SF team, being an engineer, and doing the things that we have done will fit right into training those young soldiers. Hopefully one of them will take a piece of advice and carry it on."
Yeah.
So I waited. I did my woodwork. I waited. And I was in, but it was a year later that I called. They said, "All right, you got the job." So I went in there, and a lot of guys, the first thing they said is, "Hey, instructors, hey, so what do we got to call you? Sergeant Major? What do we call?" "Just call me Henry."
Yeah.
I'm the guy on the totem pole here.
Yeah.
"Call me Henry." Oh, so they couldn't relate to that.
Yeah.
So little by little, I started grabbing things that I knew I could help the committee with, and I just started training soldiers as much as I could, get involved in all the things that I could, and the opportunity came when Ernie says, "Henry, I need somebody to help me." So I took that opportunity to start working with Ernie on target analysis.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of things, believe it or not, that me and Ernie had in common.
Yeah.
There was a lot of things that we had done. Of course, him in different areas, but we still have done some similar things.
Yeah.
So I took the opportunity to to work with Ernie, which was a great opportunity.
Yeah.
Because I learned so much from him. And the pressure of just giving back to the soldiers. Hopefully the soldiers were listening.
Yeah.
The big thing that I hated is when soldiers would play around and jerk around and not pay attention. I'd say, man,
what the shit? I remember that. What the shit?
Yeah. So, but I wanted to give everything that I knew.
Yeah.
And a lot of times, some students didn't appreciate that.
Yeah.
But it never deterred me. I just wanted to give 100% to the soldiers because that was, that's what we are. SF, we give 100%. No matter where you're at, the country you're in, the soldier you're in, you're training somebody and you give them 100%. Yeah. And that's what I wanted to go back and do, which, 15 years was good, but there was a lot of things that were happening physically, health-wise, and I just said, hey, might as well call it quits. I don't want somebody to say, man, Henry here was earning $80,000 a year and did only 0.25% of the work, But I wanted to give 100% back to the students, back to the soldiers, And that was very rewarding.
Yeah. And you did, man, because again, I don't think there's an 18 Charlie out there that's gone through the course within the last 15 or 20 years that didn't go through and dealt with you, Ernie and Poppy. Like everybody, has a little bit of you guys in them, right? Some guys. I was talking to a guy earlier today, he mentioned that he was in Afghanistan and he would call back to the committee and talk to you guys, and ask you guys questions. So you guys have definitely done a lot.
Yeah, I never forget.
Yeah. So
I had a guy in Colombia.
Yeah.
He was in a substation and he got hit. And he was I said, hey, whatever you do, man, don't touch it. But we were talking on the phone. I said, man, it was great. For me, it was great because he had the confidence to call me.
Yeah.
But I said, man, whatever you do not touch anything. Let the locals do it, but don't you do it. Yeah, but Henry, I said, no, man, don't put your hands on it. Yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah. And that's awesome because, as when you were in the service, all the different ranks, guys can still come to you. Agent Charlie Committee, guys are still calling and speaking with you. So that's amazing, man. Just public servant all the way around. Yeah. So you retired, and now what are you doing, Henry?
I'm totally retired.
Yeah.
I got 6 acres of land. I built a house out there. 6 acres of land. I got a pond. So right now I got an area that I've been clearing. The trees, the chua gums are worthless trees, so they grow real small. So I've been clearing trees and digging the pond deeper, keeping it stocked, just staying as busy. I can still doing my woodwork.
Yeah.
I'm doing a baby cradle for a girl that getting ready to give birth at the end of September. Mm-hmm. So I'm still doing all those things that I did. Do I miss the soldiers? Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, you miss everything that you did. And Ernie said this. He said it so well. That was my life. Before he passed away. This was months before he passed away. Yeah. And when I remember sitting there looking at the new Charlie training facility. Yeah, we sat there. I said, we're getting ready to start when they started pouring some of the concrete in there. And I sat down there and said, Ernie, that's going to be named after you one day. And he said, Henry, this was my dream job as a civilian. I said, I gave on. I said, wow, Ernie, you did.
Yeah.
And that's the same way I feel. I feel that if I didn't give 100% to the soldiers, I was cheating them. Mm-hmm. Because really, they deserve the best. Yeah. They deserve 100% from any instructor, civilian or military. Yeah. They deserve 100% because they're the ones that are going to go to battle. Yeah. They're the ones that are going to get shot.
Yeah, because I remember, working over there, if some of the instructors were messing around, they definitely got an earful from you because you truly believe that, hey, you're an instructor. Yeah. You deserve to give these students 100%.
Yeah, because they're the ones that are going to go to battle.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do we, and all those, when I look at all the Charlies that have been killed, a lot of those guys I knew. Yeah. I knew them prior to come to SF. Yeah. We met, Kettle was a good example. Kettle, I met him. He was a private. We did a meal in Liberia. He was a private in the not 82nd, but 325.
Yeah.
And then he comes to the Q course. Then first deployment gets killed. Yeah. And I said, man.
Like,
So
what could I have done differently?
Yeah. And there's nothing you could have done differently.
Yeah.
So you look back and you say, man, I hope I gave them 100% before they deployed.
Yeah.
And you did, because they would tell you, hey, Henry, thanks. I think so I feel comfortable with what I did. But there's mistakes that are made that causes people's lives. And there's things that you cannot avoid.
Yeah.
And when I look at the wall, man, I just, sadness.
Yeah, because that's something that I wanted to do when I was over there, and I think you and I worked on it together.
Yeah,
was putting up the wall of all the 18 Charlies that have passed away, because the 18 Bravos are doing the same thing.
Yeah, how's that coming on? Is it still going?
Yeah. It's still ongoing. Yeah. I'll swing by there and visit and talk to some of the guys. Because Sterling and a couple of guys still work over there as civilians now. Yeah. So I'll go over there and I'll check on it and see.
I was wearing this hat.
Yeah.
I was in Sanford. And this guy stopped me and said, hey, you were Special Forces? I said, yeah, I sure was. I was a civilian too. I thought I was a civilian. He says, man, let me go to my car. I said, okay. He comes back and brings me a T-shirt. Mm-hmm. He sells at antique stores. Yeah. He brings me a T-shirt from the SF Association of all the soldiers who've been killed in Afghanistan, all the SF soldiers.
Oh, wow.
And it's green, and it's got all the names. Mm-hmm. And he says, I don't know what to do with this. Yeah. I said, well, what is it? He said, let me show you. I said, wow, man. And I went through there, all the soldiers from Charlies that have been killed. And I said, wow. Yeah. I said, yeah, I'll take it. Yeah. So I wear it. Yeah, I wear it because
remember those guys.
Yeah, remember those. Chandler and Kettle and some of the other guys that just
Yeah. It's a nasty business we're in.
It is. Yeah. It is. And it's not going to stop.
Yeah.
It's not going to stop.
Well, I'll tell you what, man, because I don't know if, because Adam is still over there and some of the guys that we know are still over there. And if you have the time, I don't know why, if they're not already doing it, having you as guest speakers at times, to speak to some of these young 18 Charlies, because you just have so much information. Yeah. So hopefully, if they're not already doing it, they start doing it. If you have the time, because I know you're
back off. They back off after a while. And I don't ask. Yeah. I mean, they know that if they ask me, I would go. Yeah. But they don't ask.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, because I'm gonna start doing seminars here, whatever I can do to help. Yeah. Because I know what the regiment has done for me as a young man from Haiti. Yeah. Coming to New York City, learning the language, joining, I know what it's done for me. So whatever I can do post-military to try to help this new generation is
you're a prime example of what SF is all about.
Yeah, because in '94 you guys were in Haiti, you know what I mean? And I was still in Haiti running around.
You're a prime example of what an SF is all about. Because, so what if you don't go back to Haiti? Yeah. But your experience when you were a young boy. Yeah. The poverty that you were in, and then to be able to do things around the world. Yeah. And I'm sure that you used your experience as a child. Yeah. Oh, yeah. As you deployed somewhere, and you had a better understanding
to relate
to people. And see, that's the great people skills. Mm-hmm. That if you don't have them, you will fail as a soldier.
I agree 100%.
Yeah,
So. Yeah, whenever I start doing these seminars, I'm be calling you as a guest speaker.
Yeah, man, anytime. Like I said, I stay busy.
Yeah. You have to.
I have to, man. Because I'm 71 years old, so
you're still a young man.
So I can't let myself go.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome.
I'll never forget Ernie, man. I said, Ernie, why don't you retire? He said, I'm gonna die, Henry, if I retire. And I got to stay busy because I don't want to die at 71.
We're not ready for that yet.
My dad died at 89,
you still got a lot of fight left in you. But man, I appreciate you coming.
Hey, not a problem, man, Jay. Anytime.
And speaking with me. Anytime. But guys, this was, like I said, Command Sergeant Major Retired Henry Ramirez. If you have any questions for him, leave them in the comment section below. I'll make sure I get you an answer. All right. Thank you guys for watching this. We'll see you guys in the next one.